Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Q&A. This is your chance to ask us a lot of questions. We are most of the MCCi dev team. I'm Noctis. I am community and support manager. I'm going to be mediating this. So I'll be taking all your questions and passing it on to the team. And these guys are...
I'm Epic Landlord. I do the game design for the games on the server and make music and sound effects.
Don't forget your pronouns.
And I'm a he, him.
Oh yeah, I'm she here as well. Sorry.
I'm Stefan, otherwise known as Noxcrew, and I'm the project manager and creative director. And I go as a he/him.
Don't know if we're going in order. I'm Chase, a he/him. I'm the game design lead for Island. I do all the progression systems and just general content on the server beyond the minigames. So yep.
Hi, I'm Kez. I'm the lead developer for MCCi Island, and my pronouns are they, them.
And I'm Daniel, he, him, and I've primarily worked on Event in the past, but at least the upcoming summer I'm probably gonna code a bunch of games for Island, so...
Oh.
Ooh, exciting.
That's games plural.
Ooh.
That is plural.
Well,
That is exciting.
I'm going to scoot off the stage and let these guys take the reins, so I'll speak to you all later on. Have fun, everyone.
All right, bye.
I'm trying to turn off my DMs in the game, and I just realized I think we have an override on that for reasons. Yeah, whoops.
Yep.
So I've got everyone. Look, you can't ask me questions by DMing me in the game. Now this is going to get worse.
Ask them in the chat.
I'm not.
In the
I'm not
Discord
reading
chat.
DMs. Okay, the next person to DM me is lame. Ha! Got you all.
Well, just the first one, actually.
Yeah, I actually don't know who it was. All right, we should probably. You know what? Everyone's really well behaved. The fact that they're not like jumping on the stage and stuff, and that's massively okay.
Don't
shouldn't say
insult
anything. Why did I say anything?
Uh,
All right, so this is cool. Yeah, so we released MCCi Island finally. You know, into open beta. So, but it's somewhat a release. It works kind of like what a release would work like. Obviously, there's like a bunch of missing features and stuff, and that's why we get to call it open beta, so that we can kind of like add them as we go. And yeah, we're gonna do another one of these where people get to ask questions, and maybe we get to ask the audience questions too. So, oh yeah, Noctis, thank you. Noctis is right on there with sending us some questions. So, should we start with the good one? Yeah, let's start with the good one. Actually, let's start with a funny one. Do you have plans to make prestiging easier? No. Okay, I'm kidding. But Chase, you can actually talk on that one.
This one. Okay, hello everybody. The thing about prestiging is that we do want it to be very difficult to do. And one of the reasons for that is because prestiging gives you a mastery key when you do it, which is an incredibly valuable item. You'll find out what it does soon, because that mastery gate will be releasing very soon. But we want prestiging to be very difficult on purpose. However, the difficulty to earn power shards is not intentional, and that's something that we're working on. It's very underbalanced at the moment because you can only use power shards for prestiging. Power shards will also be used for the upcoming system of milestones, but that's not out yet. So we don't want to have people have too many pointless power shards. But power shards will be easier to get soon, 100%. But everything else that has to do with prestige and the difficulty there, that's not changing. It's very good, just the power shards, that's not intentional.
All right, I think they're happy. Nice one, Chase. You saved it.
Thank you.
What is Parkour Warrior Survivor gonna look like? I don't. We haven't discussed how much we want to talk about it, but like maybe a bit more fun actually. Let's hear some thought of what people think it is, because there has been
Yeah.
there's been some pictures. If you go to the Parkour Warrior lobby, there is clues on the leaderboards of what you do in that game. I've seen
And, you
people.
know,
Some people say something about
badges
bleep
and game
tests.
pass tasks and lots of stuff.
Yeah.
There's lots of hints all over, really.
Okay. Whoa. Oh my god, the chat is too fast. I think it's like Indiana Jones.
You know, I see what you mean.
That'd be
I see what
cool.
you mean.
I think it's going to be parkour, says Mira. Yeah, I think. Yeah,
That's good.
Mhm.
That's a good guess.
that's a good
Oh
one.
no, leaks. Who leaked it?
A 1v1 10 courses, basically whoever gets first to 6. Wait, how does that work? 1v1 10 courses. So like a tournament bracket. Okay, well it's not that. That's an interesting take. I think it's like a parkour game. Every like time the last person is
Ooh.
dead.
Something a bit like Death Run Parkour Warrior. That could be pretty cool.
I love Death Run. I'm so sad that doesn't exist anywhere anymore.
Is it not?
It used to only really be on Hive, and Hive closed. So unfortunately, no more Death Run.
Okay, I don't know. I don't. Should we just say it? Should we just like
Yeah,
explain it?
I mean, it's not.
I don't want to explain
just a
it too
week.
much. Yeah. Okay. What I'll say is it's basic. The reason, right? If you go into the Parkour Warrior lobby, you've got that thing on the side that says like better start training, right? And it's kind of on purpose because we honestly think like you should be training on the courses to get good for the game. It is literally competitive parkour racing where it's a fight to stay in the game. And I think that kind of explains it. So yeah. It's a parkour fight to stay in the game. So I guess like a lot of people like talking about, I think quite a lot of people did kind of get something similar to what it's like. It's what I will say is it's really stressful because it's got like a bunch of cool little mechanics and sounds and stuff that
And it's highly replayable as well. It's one of those modes you can keep playing, like Battle Box. Like all the versus games.
Like every
Our
game
maps-
except Parkour Warrior currently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are maps
I guess
always
so.
the same? Oh, here's a good question on it. Are maps
No.
always the same or randomly generated?
They're
Go on, Isaac.
always randomly generated. Every single time you play in survivor mode, there'll be a new course.
Yeah, because it's competitive, it's kind of lame if you can actually learn the course and then you're just like up against someone who's already like learned it. So every single obstacle is random every time you play it. And I believe it just loads in front of you, doesn't it? Or does it?
No,
that
it
could be a lie.
loads
I
before
think
the
it
game
used to.
begins.
Yeah.
Because we just want to avoid the game lagging in any way possible. Yeah.
How many sections are there? Well,
I mean, we could answer that.
Ooh. Well, so it's different, right? They're not quite like sections. We call them leaps.
Yeah.
And you're kind of it's like staggered, right? So like in normal parkour where you're like just constantly running forward, you actually just have to get to the end of each leap, and that's like a rest zone before the next leap begins.
Can we say how many leaps? We can say, right?
Yeah.
There's 8 leaps.
Yeah.
And yeah, the game, I think it goes on for about 4 to 6 minutes. Well, depending how well you do.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. It's very, very stressful, and that's why there needs to be like little rest bits to just kind of be like, whew, and then get ready for the next leap kind of thing. But
Yeah,
all right,
unless
this
you're
is
right on
probably
the end of the unless you're on the end of the group and then you don't get to rest at all, you'll be
Yeah.
struggling to keep up. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll show some more leading up to Tuesday, and then once it's out, you'll see what we mean. We can move on to some more questions, I think, because yeah, you'll see. Parkour people are going to be very happy about it, I think. And then people who hate parkour are not.
Well, I don't know. You say that, but I'm not a massive fan of parkour, but I do really enjoy it. It's still pretty
Yeah.
fun.
Of
I mean,
course.
obviously, you'd enjoy it more if you really like parkour, but like, it's still pretty fun to play.
Yeah, I will say, like, it's a great game where if you do better, you actually feel like you're. If you go and like train parkour and then come back into that game and then do better the next time, it like feels really good just to kind of get further than before. Anyway, let's move on to some other questions. Sorry, it's not like we're just releasing that like next week or anything. What is the next game being released on MCCi Island? Parkour Warrior Survivor, duh. No, there is actually another game that we've got cooking. That is due next. We aren't going to talk about it today, though. We did talk about it a while ago, and Chase said something about it being it's an explosive experience, and I said that it's one word, and it's not cooking. I don't know what kind of explosive experiences you guys have when cooking, but maybe go to school, cooking class or something, if that's the case.
It's been a lot of speculation about that game on the forums, etc. So if you wanna go do that, feel free to go engage with those forum users. But
I will say, I saw one person actually like get the name right. I saw it somewhere. Just one person got the name right. I'm not going to say who it was, but I saw it. It's one word. How are people guessing 2 words here? This is insane. Or 3 words. Garfield, that's 3 words. Apple cake, meltdown's 1 word.
okay.
Okay, how do you feel about open beta finally being released? I'm not going to answer this question. I'm going to give someone else. Who wants to answer this?
How do we feel about open beta being released?
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome. It's just really nice having you all playing and having fun on the stuff that we've been working on for over 2 years now. It's been a long journey.
Yeah, it's just nice to see the server in a more completed state. Obviously, there's still a lot more that we want to do and a lot that we feel is missing. But just like feeling people engaging with your stuff in a more completed form is really exciting because like closed beta was pretty incomplete. This feels a lot more complete. So you really feel that people are starting to get the full picture of like what we've been making. And that's really exciting.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to do though. We gotta keep things fresh, keep things exciting. So it's gotta get to it.
I see one that I want to answer. So the random drops at the end of games, those will not be coming back, but a new system is coming to replace those. You'll actually have seen it in your quest menu. That is the quest meters. So those will be releasing soon enough. And that will actually be the way of obtaining currency pouches other than those finite sources of like game passes, battle passes, etc. So they will come from that along with some other stuff. And that new system will solve that whole thing. Those just aren't out quite yet.
All right, I'm browsing for other questions. Nilsson asks, will there ever be a survival games / Hunger Games minigame? Should we answer? I mean, okay. I think the best way to answer these questions, and like, I always do this because it's a way of like not confirming it, because these things are sometimes like not confirmed until they're confirmed. But like, we really want to, right? We really want to make a survival games. We've actually got some really cool ideas to make a really good one. And yep, until we solidify how we want to do it, no confirmation on whether we're doing it or not.
I mean, yeah, we really want to do most of our games, to be honest. It's just which comes first
Look,
there's a lot of different reasons for it.
Yeah, there's some games like Bingo but Fast that we really don't want to do. Okay, some people do for some odd reason.
There's a
Some
small
people
amount
really
of
want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I think
survival
other than
games,
Like
Bingo,
Skyblock, that's the one that we don't really want to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Skyblock no. I'm confirming this. I was the only person ever asking for Skyblock, and I'm done with it. I'm never asking for it again.
The
okay.
last true Skyblock stan has passed away.
Yeah.
Now I've converted.
Oh.
I've
Converted.
always done like the acronyms for games, and I've always held on that Skyblock was SBA because Skyblock was SBL, but I've given up. No, Skyblock is now the only game. We don't care about Skyblock.
Yeah, so it's like we really want to do survival games, and we've got some great ideas for it. But we've already kind of got like the next like 2 games ahead of us, like planned and cooking, and it's just like, okay, cool. What's the next game after that, right? We'll see. We don't really want to do Bingo. Some people do for some weird reason.
We just don't want to do Bingo in the current
just
form.
don't.
Not a fan of
Yeah.
Bingo in its current form, but I know how to make it better.
I'm waiting for a good
Is-
idea on that one.
You can just play Bingo anyway. You can play Bingo without like in survival normally.
Just go outside.
Create a
There's plenty of
card.
bingos.
Yeah, go to.
Yeah, there is a really good
It's one
mod
of
for
those
it, and
places.
that's why one of the reasons that I want to make it is because like that mod slaps and it's really fun. But it would be a lot better if it was tied in with all of our progression systems and server experience, and it was easier to find players for it, so you didn't have to rely on your friends who you keep beating to continue to want to play with you. Definitely not a personal problem I have. Definitely very relatable problem.
And then we really want to do Ace Race, but haven't quite cracked the idea on how we're going to do it properly. Because I think every game, and I think a lot of other people have been asking certain questions like this. Stuff like, what does the process look like? I saw as well, like, what does the process look like bringing a mini game to MCC Island? I think like one of the initial problems we have with every mini game is just like, okay, cool, this works in an event, but how do you make this like really replayable and like in depth for a server experience?
Yeah, that's why all of the games are different on Island, right? Like it isn't just moving one thing from one place to another. We do have to convert them to a new format generally. And then there's also the fact that we have to design everything around that. Like there's a whole pipeline of integration of bringing that game to work with all of our systems, like Faction XP and game passes and quests and all of that, and badges and just so much stuff. So there's a whole pipeline of things that it has to go through to actually bring it to life.
Yeah.
There's also the issue of upkeep then, where most games you can make like a new map and it can be kept up. But Ace Race has this, like the ratio of how many hours does it take to make content to how long does it take for people to like play through the content. And for Ace Race, that number is not a good spot. It takes a lot of time to make a map, and it takes very little time to play a map and to experience a map. And that really needs to be solved for Ace Race to be a game that works on a server. Makes it difficult. It's not unsolvable, just difficult.
ForgeMan24 says, have you ever touched what is this word? Grass? Does anyone know what that is?
I don't know.
No,
I saw a good question in game though, actually.
Go on.
We do actually want to do champion score rewards, yes, but they will not be they'll be pretty cool and unique. A lot of new stuff. So those are coming in the future because there's a lot of really interesting things we want to do for that. But yes, we do absolutely have a plan to do that in the future. A lot of good ideas there. It's just not as simple as like, hey, 10,000, you get this cosmetic. Like there's a lot of really unique ideas.
Okay, let me see. Just browsing through the questions. Jan asks, what crimes has the coffee cup cosmetic committed, since it seems to not be obtainable yet?
It's waiting at another unreleased source. It'll probably come out in the Pose Collection 3 that has not been released yet.
Yeah, we did like some slight reshuffle on the cosmetic economy from the closed beta to open beta. So it means like there are a couple of cosmetics that are no longer obtainable since the closed beta, but they will come back. They're just waiting for like us to plant them in places.
There's an absolutely gigantic reshuffle. Also an introduction of a lot of new cosmetics, obviously. So we're trying to make the sources a little bit more like themed, etc. Now that's why you have like the specific pools in the crate machine, and that's why the Pose collection should feel kind of a little bit more like everything, always random stuff. So all of the stuff that we couldn't place into the specific pools has all moved over into this like Pose collections, and then one of those random collections of cosmetics is not quite released yet because we want to hold that off for the future.
Will there be any game music that will be added to the games? So we get this question asked a lot, and there's multiple answers to it. So the main reason that you can't just like log on to MCCi Island today and you have all the music in the resource pack is because music actually takes a lot of resource pack space, and we wanted to save a bit of the resource pack size because of that, just to make it easier for people to like, log on the server and stuff. Like we're already seeing like a lot of people having issues with downloading the resource pack in time and stuff. So if we can get away with not putting the music in the pack, we absolutely like would do that. And I think, you know, often people just like run the music on Spotify anyway. There is was it Island Utils that
that's right.
It's a mod called Island Utils that puts the music in the game for you, so you can actually get that. There is some like long-term plan that we have that we'll maybe get round to at one point, where we give the players the option in the game to like download the bigger resource pack. And I just but my biggest fear of it is like people just thinking that they can take on the biggest resource pack and then, you know, getting upset and stuff when it doesn't work out.
Yeah, there's been other thoughts as well about how we could do things. Like maybe we'd have our own mod. Well, I mean, we've already got Noxcrew, and perhaps we'd add things to that. But yeah, there's just a lot of things to think about because small resource packs are good. We like keeping the resource pack small. Having it be too big is bad. That's the sort of long and short of it.
It's also important to note that it's not a case of like, 3 megabytes to 4 megabytes. The music is like 90% of the event resource pack. Like it's such a big amount.
Yeah, sorry about that. I just fill up the space. I make them as big as I can.
Oh my god, there's so many questions. Like, this is crazy. I'm sorry. Look, I will say there are a lot of questions that people are asking that like it's just too early for us to reply to. So, don't worry. Like, you're not getting ignored accidentally. You're getting ignored on purpose. If that's
which is a lot better,
Well, if that's that's better, right? It's just there's some loaded questions here, okay? And it's just like safer for us to not say anything about it and then just like do something about it later.
Like I can once again answer all of the questions of will Parkour Tech come? Will Meltdown come? Will Sense of Time come?
Oh,
we
yes,
don't know.
Please. Yes, please.
Yeah.
We don't know about any of them. We know what we know, and we'll tell you when we know, but we don't know.
I'm seeing a lot of questions about private lobbies, and yeah, we're working on them.
Yes.
But I feel like that's what I said. Like,
we've said
that.
We said that at every dev Q&A. They're coming.
Maybe they
you don't get one on the game, so.
Yeah, there's just a lot of other. There's a lot of other stuff right now that we are like a little bit more pressing stuff that we have to work on and fix. You know, we only have so much manpower on our team. Like we need to distribute it to the things that need the most help. So it's on the list. It's very important for us to get them out. But like, you know, there's a lot to do.
Yes, and for those people asking, the private lobbies are slated to be behind a subscription rank.
Which will have a massive amount of other stuff with it as well. It's not just a subscription.
Don't say
for private lobbies.
massive.
Well, whatever. You know what I mean. Lots of other stuff.
You can say massive, and then someone's like, "Oh, that's 20 things," and then it comes out and it's like 10 things, and then they're like, "What the hell?"
It's subjective. I mean, you just gave them numbers, so I don't know why you're mad at me.
What I can say is that it's not just private lobbies that comes with that subscription rank. It comes with other things as well. So
colossal amounts of content.
Yes, and it's not above GCR. It will
like,
be a separate
like
thing that anyone can buy at any time.
Titanic amounts.
It is not. It is not. Yeah, it's not a rank. It's an additional subscription thing that you can pay for. It does not require you to have the top rank.
And it's only like 50 cents a year, and you just get millions of things in it.
Millions. Incomprehensible amount of perks with this rank.
That's a /J, by the way. Okay.
Also note, it's a rank to host, not a rank to join.
Yeah, anyone can join the private lobbies. Yeah, no rank needed, just to host them.
Good call. Actually, no, let's sell the subscription rank for like 50 cents a year, right? And then the ability to join private lobbies is like 100 billion a year.
True.
Yeah, that won't piss anyone off. That was a joke. That was a joke. I didn't hear anyone laugh in the Discord. Not that we can hear them. Thank you, man with Raph. There we go. There's the ha-ha-ha-has. Where's the skull? You know, the dying one. Let's go. There we go.
Jesus.
Well, you can just make people laugh by telling them to laugh. What a world we live in. All right, let's actually get back to some questions. Lots of people asking about a hole in the wall update. I guess what do people want to see in a hole in the wall update? I'm asking. Yeah, this is a question to the.
I mean, I've got an answer.
To the Discordians.
I know what I want to see in a hole in the wall update.
People just saying more holes.
I want to see new
maps.
wall types, different sorts of wall types. You know, that'd be cool.
Like the special walls, like the
the special walls. It's different weird things that walls can do. That'd be cool.
Applecake says alternating floors. I have a proof of concept, and people like it.
It's a good idea.
Have you seen that?
I haven't seen the concept, but it's been on my mind. Getting the floor moving somehow, getting players figuring out where they can stand.
I still will say I have this like crazy hole in the wall game mode concept from almost a year ago. I think over a year ago at this point. That adds a lot of like unique ideas and stuff. How many of them are good? Don't know about that. But I got a bunch of stuff. Isaac has a ton of stuff. Like there's lots of ideas for it. We know that you guys have a ton of stuff too. So definitely hole in the wall update stuff on the radar, 100%.
Fortunately,
we're not forgetting about it. It's just there's a lot to do.
We just need to pick the updates that we can do in the time we have, and you know, we did a lot of content for the other games, and we'll get hole in the wall content going again.
Any extra information on the mastery gate? We actually released some information on it, didn't we?
Yeah, it should have been. It should have been the. I don't know how many people saw it, but we released an article on the forums recently about cosmetic obtainment, etc. So it did give you some little hints and updates there.
Yeah, let me check. I'm pretty sure it was in that article. Yeah, coming soon. Mastery gate.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'll find
All
out
I'll
you'll
say-
find out very soon.
All I'll say is the Mastery Gate has a 30-second animation.
Oh, is it that long?
Yeah.
No way.
It's pretty nice.
That's a
like,
bit.
yeah,
That's a
let's
bit
put the
silly.
Sound
Okay.
on it, and it's brilliant. Yeah.
It'll
Oh,
be
man,
it'll be really cool. We want it to kind of be the idea behind the Mastery Gate is that it's this end all be all ultimate thing that is very, very exciting whenever you get to go access it. And it'll be very rare that you get to access it. So
Will it be visible like the crate machine to other people?
Look,
I
it
believe
introduces. Yeah. It introduces Mythic Cosmetics, which is like a higher rarity than Legendary. So those are obviously going to be like worth a lot more trophies per cosmetic, and it's just a really cool way of getting your cosmetics from them.
Raph's
Really
got
cool.
a question. Can you scrap
Nah,
Mythic
Raph-
Cosmetics?
Get
yes.
out.
Yes, you can, Raph, actually. You will be able
Yeah.
to. So it's complicated, and I do actually, I guess, we'll clarify this a little bit more when it releases. But we do have, I guess, I could say some upcoming plans for how to deal with duplicate cosmetics in more ways than just scavenging. Is as vague as I will be with that. So you will be able to scrap Mythic Cosmetics because you will get duplicates. 100% you will get duplicates. You will be able to scrap them, and that will be very valuable to do, not just in silver, but also for another reason. But there will also be another upcoming system to deal with duplicates that will be different and a little bit more valuable than scrapping them. So we have two duplicate systems coming, or one more coming in the future, and you'll also be able to scrap them. Yes. So we'll give a little bit more clarity on that when we get closer to it. I just don't want to say too much now before we've like fully confirmed that. But
It's
yeah.
just funny.
And
that
it's
Nox
really
was
cool.
talking about how good the cosmetics is, and Raph straight in there like, "Oh, can I scrap it?"
Yeah, but that's Raph making jokes, you know. That's,
Yes.
He's really funny usually. He's got such a great sense of humor. Oh my god.
I don't know if that was satirical or not.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah. But yeah, it's got a 30-second animation. It's really, really cool. And when you open it, it actually sends a message out to people in the server, in the lobby that you're in, telling them that you're opening the Mastery Gate, and allows them to like teleport to you to watch it. So
Oh,
yeah, it's
that's
cool.
cool.
It's cool. Yeah, looking forward to that. Oh, I just
I'm
realized
looking forward
potential
to
bug.
opening it.
I just thought of a potential bug with it. I just realized something. Yeah, all right.
Oh no.
Write it down then.
It's all right. I pre-found a bug. Pre-found a bug.
We haven't actually tested it at all yet, so I'm sure these are a lot of things that we would get to. We have tested a little bit.
It is.
Right.
I have.
Yeah.
I opened it. It was great.
Well, I've seen the animation. I just haven't like. Is it?
Well, it works.
Yeah. I guess it has been sitting on that branch. Okay. Yes.
It
never mind.
works.
It has been tested.
When is the Mastery Gate coming? Don't know.
It is probably the next big
I don't want to.
non-game related thing that will come. Probably.
I don't want to say anything. Like, I don't want to say anything. Could be like a week or two.
Yeah. It should be pretty
Yeah.
soon.
We're just choosing when to trickle it out. All right, what's some other questions? Any teasers on Mythic Rarity? It's red. Mythic Rarity is red.
The rarity is, yeah.
It's the red color. So you got orange for Legendary, purple for Epic, you know, and Mythic is red.
They'll be very cool. They will be very cool cosmetics. They're very desirable. Very,
Can
very
we
cool.
tease one cosmetic, maybe?
Nope. We actually
No?
cannot do that currently. No.
Oh,
What does this mean? When tasks become easier, is there any plan to compensate players who have already completed the task?
I think
You just
they're
mean
talking
like
about quests,
quests?
right?
Nah,
What did EA say that one time?
Are you talking about? I'm guessing they're not talking about specifically quests.
Pride and what did they say?
Lessons from EA.
Pride and accomplishment. That's what you get.
It would depend on what you're talking about, because yes, potentially for some things in the future, if for whatever reason it becomes much easier to get something, then maybe we'd reimburse you for your time, maybe.
No,
Would very much
This is not.
there.
Never.
Okay, but like,
I've never seen this in any.
but there's like very niche
That's
examples when this
terrible.
would potentially happen. It's more like if you've spent. It's not really about your time. It's more like
That's
if you've
like-
spent
that's like-
coins on something that
No.
is then made cheaper. Or something
That's
like
like me getting in my car, right, and then like driving somewhere, right, that was split between like a river, and then the council comes along and builds a bridge like a year later, and then I ring up the council and go, I spent more petrol a year ago because I didn't have the bridge there. How are you going to compensate me? All right, Karen.
Oh wow, all right. Yeah, it's not really that simple. It's just if it is relevant in the future that we would for some reason reimburse you, maybe, but like probably not. It would very much depend on what the thing is, and I don't really know what that would be. I just don't want to
Yeah.
like blanket say no, I guess.
Live design meeting. Majority of the time, no.
Yeah, majority of the time no is a pretty safe statement. I saw this a bunch of times in chat being talked about in game. How many prestiges will there be? I don't know if we want to
No,
give that number
don't
yet,
say it.
but a lot more. There will be
Yeah, good.
more than we have right now, of course.
How many are there right now?
Good vague.
There are 2, but you can level up to level 90 before you, because you can't prestige for a 3rd time yet, but you can level up all the way to level 90, which means you can prestige twice. But
Right.
like, yes, there will be quite a few more prestiges. We can confirm that. We just don't want to give a number. They will release over time. For now, if you max out your thing, switch factions.
Million prestiges.
Yeah.
No one said that. Wait, the Karen joke, that's an acceptable thing, right? Like I'm not gonna get cancelled
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, it was
It's
fine.
All right.
Don't worry.
You know, times just change constantly. One thing you could say 2 years ago changes, you know.
I think actually
Oh.
it would be the inverse, that some people try to say that that's a slur when it's like obviously not a slur. So I think you are definitely fine.
Okay, we don't need to get into that level of discourse. This is a dev Q&A, not a podcast.
It's
So-
fine, but
I'm just
like,
I'm trying to educate our audience. You know, it's fine.
there's a Karen who's like the biggest fan of MCC Island, so
Yeah,
I'm
she
sorry,
just tuned
yeah.
out. Like
I'm
Yeah.
sorry to that
immediately.
specific Karen, who is definitely a part of our demographic, 100%.
Yeah, actually had that bridge problem as well. And I
oh
just
no.
accurately guessed it. Okay, sorry, back on track. How did... No, I'm not going to answer that. I don't know, here's a dev
Oh my
question,
goodness.
I guess,
Oh my
Daniel or
goodness.
Kieran. I have
Oh,
seen that you're using armor stands for your custom models, says Duck. Not only you, other big servers, why do you use that and not item frames?
Well, I did answer this in the chat. But
yeah.
Basically,
Ah.
item frames are very constrained. You can only place them on like the sides of a block. So it's pretty difficult to work around them with models. And then also, it doesn't make them any more performant. They still get rendered quite, well, it's quite taxing on the clients. So we use armor stands because they're just more flexible and they allow us to do anything anywhere. But with 120 and also with 119.4 actually, we would like to move to display entities at some point, which are specifically made to do like custom models and things. And it should also improve performance a bit, but it's like on the backlog to change over stuff from armor stands to display entities at some point.
It's not something we can just straight up use because it's got to work with our system, our code as well, which takes work.
It's also different on 119.4 to 120.
Have you seen any questions, Daniel or Kieran, that you want to... Yeah, I feel like
no, nothing too interesting.
nothing you want
I've got a
nothing,
question.
nothing that interesting, huh?
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I
did you hear
can
that?
see one
Hear
question.
that, everyone?
There was one
Oh.
question that said, when are we going to get like some dev blogs or behind the scene blogs? It's something we'd really like to do. just like little hyper dev focused ones. I know Hypixel have done some in the past as well, where we talk about the actual
Right.
cool stuff that we've done, and like, yeah, we'd love to do them at some point, but it's it's things to do and think about, and one of obviously we've got so much to do and think about at the moment that yeah, it's not our highest priority, but something we'd like to do.
Yeah, it always takes some time to like compile development stuff into a blog. And also the stuff that's the best for a blog is like the really visual things where you can kind of show off something cool you've done, or like a graph or something. And those are actually quite rare. I think the only really good visual blog I could write is one about all of the custom tools we've built for Ace Race, where we've got some interesting tools we made to do the whole checkpointing. Because checkpointing in games where you have to race is very difficult, so we have a lot of cool tools for that. But a lot of other cool stuff we've built is actually quite hard to share and to like explain. So we never get around to it. It'll be nice.
I've got a question I'd like to ask. I'd like to see in Discord chat what everybody's favourite game is. See a list of games and see which ones.
Oh, I can't see anything.
This is too fast.
Yeah,
you'd have
slow down.
to do a poll. Yeah, everyone
Didn't really
type
work,
slower.
did it?
Slow down.
You have to
Type
do a
slower.
poll or something.
I'm seeing a lot of different games though, so that's good.
You know what?
mean,
Let
that
me
lines
just.
up
I'm
with
going to make a
our
forum
internal
thread right
thought.
now. Actually, this is probably better. I
It'd be
I
cool
really
to
want to know
see.
what people want on MCC Island.
Yeah.
Let me just make a thread right now, and then I'm going to like link it somewhere.
You gonna do a poll for it?
No, just like a. Tell me what, because I wanted to like ask like what people actually really want to see on Island, and but in a Discord chat, it's just going to be so fast and
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Let me just
Kinda also want
Just
every
make a
person to
cheeky
make
little-
one request, you know? Like everyone's number one. What would you change if you got to do something right now?
Yeah, or add, change your ad.
So you get to pick the big thing, and you don't have to. Unless so if you pick something small, if you get to pick one thing, then it must be pretty important as well. So
All right, someone else do the question taking while I write this thread.
all right,
Okay.
I see a question asking if there's any plans to do a custom client. So we have two options you've got right now. Is you could either install Lunar, which has mods that are quite good on islands. It's also an NPC linking Usenet. And there is a forum thread that I made where we link to an installer basically, and it will install Fabric and a bunch of mods for Fabric that also give you the best performance you can get. There's a lot of Fabric mods, a lot of them do different things. We kind of assembled a client that has the ones that are the most useful, you know? You can install 200 and then hundreds of those have like very tiny small improvements. But we try to focus on like the 10 or 20 that are actually going to hopefully make a difference for you. Also, so don't have to spend like a day installing them or like a day updating. You just need to focus on the ones that actually do a lot for you.
I'm gonna post it in the MCCi Island announcements channel, but without an @ So, yep, there you go. If everyone looks at the MCC Island announcements channel. I have posted a thread.
I will answer a couple more questions while everyone does that if they want to. Pin badges slots will probably be a perk of gaining certain amounts of champion score, but that's not 100%. That's just probably the plan. So you can expect that those will come with whenever that system comes. Fishy game, as always, is coming. Fishy game, eventually, Fishy game is higher priority than certain other things. It's on the list. It's just huge. It's really big. But it's really important for us to have kind of like a passive hub system for everyone to play with. So yeah, fishing system, by the way. Anyway, friends limit and all of the questions regarding the friend system, we're working on it. We want that friend system to be better. We want it to be perfect. Just comparatively to a lot of other stuff, obviously that is lower priority right now, but that is, as always, on the list. We will get there. In terms of like stuff to do around the hub beyond fishing system, there are a lot of plans for stuff like that. A lot of like more things to get people exploring every day or every week or whatever, stuff like that. Absolutely, there is a lot more ideas that we will want to bring out soon. Those are all the questions that I saw that I wanted to answer so far, obviously.
Fexy says, the biggest issue I've seen is people in the community not feeling heard. Would it be possible to get a bit more active communication in forum feedback threads? This is a really difficult problem for us, by the way. So we are quite a small team, and there are a lot of people talking towards us. And we just don't have enough time in each day to be able to like respond to all this. But we do read it. I need to like just make that clear. We read the stuff that's coming in.
We read it and ingest it and discuss it and go over it, and like we don't just read it. We bring it to the rest of the team when we see something that we want to talk about, and then go over it.
Because it's like really complicated to respond to feedback sometimes, because you have like all these like 5. Your idea might not be the best one for the server. It might sound great to you and stuff like that, but often there's like 5 different angles on, I don't know, how ace race should be added or how prestiging should be faster or something. Like there's just 5 different like methods of fixing that problem. And we're often like we want to hear all the different angles that everyone has and then make a decision like, that pleases everyone in a certain way. And this is why like it's really hard for us to respond to feedback, because then we have to get into this like design discussion with everyone of like why we might do this or why we might not do this and so on. So your feedback is actually really important for us to consider, but not necessarily like something productive for us to respond to.
It's also just really difficult to respond to stuff without giving too much information that we don't want to give sometimes. Or like, we'd basically just be responding to your thing with like, yep, we see you, we got you. But like, we can't really say anything else because we don't want to
commit to a change.
We don't want to commit to stuff.
Yeah,
so it's hard.
I'm getting quoted. Like, apparently, I'm confirming things out there, and I've never said these things, and no one can give me receipts of the things that I've confirmed. So,
yeah, we just don't want to give people or imply. We don't want to give people wrong information or imply things that we don't mean to, etc. So it's really important to watch our communication.
I read all the time. Sometimes I reply back. Mostly when I'm on the toilet.
All right.
And we play too, guys. Like, we're not just making this thing and then just like
be on the toilet
leaving
a lot.
Like we come, we play the server, we engage with it. Like, I've almost prestiged 2 factions now. Like, we know the problems that we find ourselves with the server. We talk to people on the server. We engage with our product. Like, we aren't just like letting it sit and becoming disconnected from it or losing perspective. It's very important for us to actually like.
All right, Mr. Professional. Come on, shut up. Everyone reads their phone on the toilet. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there you go. You just don't want to admit it.
I don't read the feedback on the toilet.
We're in a very different time. I used to read shampoo bottles, back of them, when I was a kid. When I didn't have a phone.
The dark ages.
No one will ever understand, okay? What are you meant to do when you're on the toilet and you don't have like a phone with you? What are you supposed to do?
Like, think?
Huh? Tell me.
Put all your effort into the toilet.
What are you meant to do?
You focus really hard.
Yeah, you just focus.
Contemplate life. Such a weird time to contemplate life. I wonder what all the things I could be doing if I wasn't here right now.
Beatbox. That's what you do.
Right, we should probably wrap up on that question. That should be the final question. No, we should
Really?
probably.
This is how we're going to end this.
No. Okay. So, what does everyone else like to do when they're on playing
No.
playing MCCi Island?
Yeah, let's do that one.
Sleep. Someone said sleep. That's
Battle
worrying.
box badges issues are being resolved. We're working on it. We know about them. We're working on it.
Where did you put the poll?
Crikey.
It's in.
Not a poll. It's just a.
It's just,
What
it's
kind
just
of
a thread.
poll?
Yeah, it's just a
What
thread.
kind of poll did everyone think I was going to make? What would
Thank
the poll
you,
have?
Raph. Love you,
Just
darling.
like for favorite game.
It's
Isn't
a
it?
poll
No,
where there
that's
are
a
a million
boring
answers
question.
and only one photo.
Right.
You can just go look at our stats and find out what everyone's favorite game is.
Also, individual player stats are something we're working on. No confirmations on when those are coming or what form they'll take, but that is absolutely a thing that we have ideas for and concepts for that we are working on.
Remove the post-game yellow pedestal. Thank you.
Yeah,
is that
it's-
have you seen that forum, Fred? Someone
Yeah.
No.
Oh, is it the thing? Oh my
One
god.
battle
one of
box.
those really
Oh
big,
my
long,
God.
funny. I can't remember the name of the person that makes them, but they've done like one or two of them. That are
Is it
just almost like
that-
stories, like emotional?
That little yellow, like, just cross that
Yeah,
your
Yeah.
the little tiny one.
personal self stands on.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I'm calling Marco out. E-Mouse isn't here. I'm calling him out.
Oh, I told you.
It could be Tina. I actually have no idea who it was. There was a card, right? There was a card in our like task list that was like improve. It said something like improve the way that your personal stats is shown at the end of like a game, right? Because your person used to be just stood there in the middle of nothing. So we were like, yeah, should be like on a podium, right? And then one of the level designers like completed that task one day, and it was with that yellow, the yellow cross, the 4 blocks. Is it 4? Wait, no, 5.
5 blocks.
The 5 yellow blocks. There we go. That's how they improved that one.
So beautiful, so majestic.
Where is that thread? I should link it. I should
Yeah.
send it to
5 blocks can make all
They're
the
really funny.
difference.
What? Oh, big question. What is Fishy Game? Fishy Game is from Monster Deep, isn't it? Best,
No,
best song.
that's a joke term we're using to talk about the fishing system.
Yay!
Yeah, but the
Fishing
Fishy
system
game itself would
Yeah.
is from Monster Deep. And has the best soundtrack that Isaac has ever created, ever.
Which
And we
is
should play it all the time.
not.
yeah, make sure you play it on his
not good.
Spotify. So it
Oh
ends
yeah.
up in the
Oh,
top
thank you,
5
Maywolf,
most
for
played.
linking it. Thank you.
It
No,
used
it's
to be the most popular song on my Spotify.
Let's get it back up to the
I
most popular. He hates
hated
it. Get
that
it back
was
to
the
the most
case.
popular. Start listening to it again, guys.
All right, what is this? I'm just gonna like snapshot
Well,
this bug. I don't
Yes,
know what
fishing
that
game
is.
will absolutely
I've heard
integrate
it.
with all of our progression systems and economy. It will not just be a thing to do for fun. It'll be a way to engage with our economy. That's the whole idea of it.
Wait, who was it that posted this? Spooks?
Spook.
Spooks. Can you bug report that on the forum? I'm highly interested and I need to know. I need to know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that's what they mean.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I wanna read it.
Oh, I don't know if I'd want to ask that to see if that's a thing, but I don't know.
Oh, that's a
Are
good
we
one.
going to-
I see one.
Go on.
I want to. We are working on a penalty thing for leaving games. That is something that is on the list to help out with people leaving games or screwing up your quests, etc. Yep. So probably just like a time penalty for if you leave a game, you won't be able to rejoin that game or any games for a certain amount of time. But we're not 100% sure what that'll look like yet. But it's on the list. That's absolutely something we know about.
Yeah, we'll do a 12v12 battle box soon.
Hell
It was no, it was a joke. It was a joke. We had a bug. We had a bug where there was like an 8v8 battle box, but a lot of people like really found it like fun. So I don't know. We have yet to do game remixes on MCC Island, but I think there's potential.
Yeah, I think
It'd be
we'll
really funny.
be doing one pretty soon as well, right?
Yeah.
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 Battle Pass will be much longer. Not much longer. Will be longer next season. Game passes, however, we're pretty happy with where those are at because we'll just release more game passes. Like if people are progressing through them too fast. But you have to keep in mind that all players aren't different, and certain players really struggle to, like, for example, get kills in Battle Box, whereas other players get like 10 per game. So it'll feel very different for some people versus other people. But I can definitely confirm that the Battle Pass will take longer next season. Game passes, though, nope, pretty good with where those are at.
Okay, cool. I think that's we should
I
stop.
like this final question. I know it isn't
Go
MCCi,
on,
but when is
yeah.
Epic Landlord going to blow up another game? Well, Isaac, when?
I don't know. Maybe the new game
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, the one after Parkour Warrior Survivor.
might be blowing that up quite a bit.
Well, with that, thank you everyone. Hope you've enjoyed listening to us ramble for a bit. If you have any other questions or queries, throw them onto the forums. We are always looking at it and we'll answer if we can. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks everyone. See you on the
Bye.
server.
Thank you.
See ya. Thank you. Bye.